Welcome back to Jessica's Craft Time. Today we are finishing off our embroidery. So I've done all the satin stitches, I've done all the daisy stitches, all the back line or back stitch, I've done all the French knots in here, and today we're going to be doing these two here. These are a Cobweb Rose Stich. So just to go back over, we've got the blue here. So I look at my pattern over here and it says I need the Cobweb Rose Stich 6 strands in the colour 9. So let's get our colour, let's get our needle threaded up and do a cobweb stitch. So I'm just going to get my strand. I like to make sure I put my threads back so I don't mess them up. Come on, back on there. All right, grab my needle that's behind my work here and let's thread our needle. So 6 strands is basically one strand of your thread. Your thread breaks down into 6 strands. So the 6 strands are a little bit difficult to thread through your needle, but I use this little needle maker that I got from I don't think I've got their card out here. It's where I got my needle minder. This one matches in. I'll try and remember to link it below. It's from an Etsy store. So I got my needle, I got the needle minder and I love it because she does them double-sided. I got my needle threader and I got a beaded thing to put on my scissors, which I have in another kit. So I'm just pulling this through my needle. I'm going to put a knot at the end and let's get started. Let's bring it down a little bit so you can see. So this was really simple. All you do is bring it up through here and you want to do like just a straight stitch on each of those lines coming out of the circle. It does take a little bit more effort to feed it through the cloth because you've got 6 strands. So just keep coming up in the middle and then to the outside. And you do each strand. Now, any of you watching this that do embroidery and have like a table or a lap stand, oh, it's not going to want to come up. Hang on. Oh, I was going through the knot. I was going through the knot at the back. And have a lap stand. I'd love to know where you got it from and what brand, etc. Because at the moment I'm only doing it in my hand with a frame, and that makes it really hard to show you guys. Okay, so now that we've done all that, I'm just going to come back up into the center, and this can go down on the table. So now all we do is you go under and then over the next one, under, over. Whoops, don't go through your work. So I'll go over this one, under this one, over this one, under this one. And you just keep going under, over, under, over. This one we might need, so you basically go under every second one, and because it's an uneven number, then you're alternating between which ones you're going under and over. and you keep going round and round and round. So I might speed up this bit because this is going to take a little bit, and I'll be back with you once I finish this one. So just continue every second one going under, and then you go over, under, over. Alright, I'll speed this up now and I'll see you at the other end. Last bit, and you just go until you get to the edge of your stitch lines out. I'm just gonna tie that off close as I can down in there, and that is that one. So I just wanted to show you this one here. So if we turn it around and bring our pattern back over, I'll just, okay, so let's do this flower. So we've got this one here, and it says uses color 2 and 6, 2 and 6. So 6 is a lighter one, so that's the one we're going to start with, and we're going to do the middle section. So I'm just going to find myself a strand. I'll just grab that one because that one's as good as any. What have I done here? I've messed up my loops. I'll put it back so I remember what colour this one is. Okay, so this works very similar way to the last one, except you do 2 colours. So you do exactly the same thing. We're going to do the cream, the lighter colour in the middle, like we just did, and then when I'm up to the outer colour, I will come back, if I can get my needle to thread. When we're up to the, oops, I'm not going back through the hole. That's better. So it takes a bit of wiggling to get this 6 strand through this needle I'm working with. So when we get up to the second colour, I'll fast forward this bit. When we get up to the second colour, I'll come back and show you how I do that one. Okay, so we've done the first one here, and then we need to do the second one, which is color 2, and this is the outside bit. So let's get our color 2. And this is the last one, we're done. colour 2. Whoops, sorry, I just knocked you. Whoop, knocked you flying. Bent my needle threader a little bit. Okay. Came through a bit better. Just going to put a knot in the end. So we're doing exactly the same thing here, but on the outside. So instead of coming to the point in the middle, we're just continuing on with the line that was already there, that we did in the cream earlier on. So just want to go up and down. And you're just continuing on with where that cream, hang on, I've pulled something through here. It's got itself knotted. Just continuing on with that cream. Oops. And then we do the same thing, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and this will create the second colour to your flower. So I'm just going to come back up to where I came through before. I'm going to go over, under. Just got to be careful you don't pick up any of your stitches around, which I've done there and I just did there. How annoying. Over, under, over, under. This could possibly work better if you get a tapestry needle rather than an embroidery needle for this part. So if you switch your needles over, the reason why I'd say a tapestry needle, that's what you use for cross stitch, and they have a blunt end. You're not going to pierce through the threads or through the fabric, which is, you know, you don't really want to with this. You just want to go under the thread. You're not wanting to pierce, and I think that's what some of my trouble is. Being the blunt needle, it's piercing the thread. Being the pointed needle, it's piercing the threads, and even the base cloth. And when you're trying to be careful around other embroidery, I mean, doesn't recommend it, but I would maybe possibly do these ones first, so then you're not having, you don't have the risk of collecting all the other stitches around it. It recommends in the pattern to do this one last, but if I had my time again, because they don't interfere with anything else around, I would probably do these first, because you're not going up and back through the fabric, you're going along the top of the fabric, and there has been a few times that I've actually caught the other stitches I've already done. So you just continue going over one, under another. Over, under. And from memory, this took about a strand of thread. I possibly had to do two, I can't remember now. This one we used 1 and a bit strands. But this we need quite full. So I have a feeling I might have to thread up one last time. We'll see. And you could make your own pattern if you wanted to. So once we finish this, I'm going to remove the blue that's on the back, basically the pattern we're following. And let's read the instructions while we're doing this. So it says, patterns on foundation is what it says, which are drawn using ink soluble in water, should not be wetted during work. A finished embroidery can be soaked in water without the need of removing the plastic frame. Such soaking can avoid excess wrinkling. Stubborn print, if any, can be cleared using cleaning solution, followed by soaking in clear water. The white mark on dark cloth cannot be eliminated by water. So there you go. Leave it in its frame and soak it. Once I hooked that. Once I soak it and remove the blue marks from it, I will probably tighten it in its frame. I don't think I'm going to do that before I soak it. Could be wrong. Maybe I will. I will take it out of the frame and just put it back in again. Just, it's got a little bit loose during working with it. So I'll take it out, straighten it up again, put it back in the frame, soak it in some water, dry it, and once I get all those blue marks off, then I'm going to work out how to finish the back of it. And all I think I'm going to do is just take like one top corner of the fabric, put a thread in it and stitch it to the other corner, and just bring all the corners of the fabric in and stitch them all together in the back, and then you can hang it by the frame here. So that was what's kind of neat about this embroidery kit, is that you actually have everything you needed to complete the embroidery, right down to the little pair of snips. And it did come with needle threaders. I just chose to use my own one. Oh, prick. It's come with multiple needles, so 3 needles, and it comes with the frame ready to frame. So there's nothing else you need. Comes with all the threads. There's absolutely nothing else you need to complete this project. So that's kind of cool. I mean, you can use your own threads if you want. You can use your own needle, your own snips. Okay, let's come off. I've added my own needle minder just because I work on the couch and I've got a young child, and I find it easier just to throw my needle in a needle minder. Now, I could keep going with that, but I think I'm going to leave it. So that's it. We've completed our embroidery. It's all done. It looks beautiful. You could thread your needle up and go again if you wanted to, but I think I'm going to leave it like that. Keep an eye out for a whip and chat coming up at some point, and I'll show you what the finished piece is. But thank you for joining me in my Let's Learn to Stitch together. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Take care for now. Bye.